Hi, this is Kat at inkingpaperwithkat.com. Welcome to my craft room. Today's project is a little box that would be great for Christmas, but I really did it with a fall theme in mind. A nice little hostess gift to take when you go for Thanksgiving dinner or something like that. It was designed specifically to hold 3 Yankee candles, and these are an apple spice, and it just smells like fall to me. It is a simple project, but I think it really looks quite special. And I know if I were hosting a dinner and somebody brought this to me, I would absolutely love it. Let's take a look at the supplies that we'll need for today. You will need 2 pieces of cardstock that measures 7 by 3 3/4. This one I did in gray granite with the Frosted Florals DSP, but I wanted to change it up a little bit because I wanted something that looked even more fall-like, and there is soft suede in this DSP, so I thought that would be a great thing to try. So we'll see how it looks. You also need DSP. I'm using Stampin' Up! Frosted Florals, and you need a piece that is, one piece that is 1.5 by 4 3/4, 2 pieces that are 3/4 by 4 3/4, and 2 pieces that are 3/4 by 1.5. You'll also need a scrap of Whisper White for stamping and die cutting these leaves and for stamping and punching your sentiment. And then we're going to use a piece of Mossy Meadow to punch the little background piece. Alright, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is get our Simply scoreboard. The scoring on this is very simple. We are going to score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. And we are going to do that on both pieces. So, no fancy scoring. Very, very simple. Alright. Let's fold and burnish all of the score lines on both pieces. Alright, that is all of our scoring finished. Now we are going to do some cutting. We are going to cut on the long side, and we will cut up the score line, and then we will take a wedge. We are also going to do that on both pieces. Alright, you'll notice on this one, this is the top of my box, I didn't wedge these 2 flaps. That's because these 2 flaps we are going to remove completely. Alright, before we do any more assembly, we want to put our DSP on. All of our DSP goes on the top of the box. So it's pretty obvious. It goes like that. but it's much easier on this box to get those on before we actually assemble. And we're just going to use snail for this. And you just want to make sure that you have an equal border all the way around. Alright, so that's all of our DSP on. Before we do any assembly, on this section right here with the two flaps, that is the front where you open your box, we're going to take a 1-inch circle punch and just put it up maybe, I don't know, quarter of the way, and punch a little thumb hole. Alright, let's get busy on assembling. We need adhesive on all 4 of these flaps. I'm going to use fast fuse. You could use liquid glue, tear and tape. I wouldn't use snail, it's not strong enough. And this goes together just like a basic box. You bring the sides up to meet the corners and adhere. For this one, we're going to put adhesive on these 2 tabs. And adhere them to the sides. On this flap, we are going to use tear and tape. And you need to put 1 strip as close to the edge as you can, and you need to put another strip right up to that fold line. Alright, the way your box goes together is like this, and it folds down. So I like to put it together, then remove the release tape and expose the adhesive, and then fit this over, making sure everything squares up. Open your box and go in and really push that down. And there's your box. We are going to put some Yankee candles in there. Now at this point you could just tie this up with a ribbon, put a simple grating on it, and it would be beautiful, but we want to add a few things. So let's work on the decoration. We are going to take a piece of Whisper White and we're going to stamp the leaves that are from Rooted in Nature, and we are going to stamp This is for You. This is from Takeout Treats. So we're actually using 2 different stamp sets. We are going to stamp in Mossy Meadow. And then we want to stamp 3 of these leaves. Now on this one, I actually stamped off and made them lighter. On this one, I'm going darker, mainly because I've gone with the darker background paper, and so I want to pick that darkness up. So for our sentiment, we are going to punch that out with a 1 3/8 inch punch. And we'll set that aside. We're going to get the Big Shot. And we're going to get the framelit from Rooted in Nature, which framelit has a different name, and offhand I don't remember what it is. But it's this framelit. And we're going to lay this on. And we need to remove one of these plates. And fit it around our leaves. All right. Top plate. So there's one set. One more set and we will be ready to assemble this. All right, let's finish this up. We will also want to punch a 1 3/8 inch circle out of the mossy meadow. And I am going to put just some snail on the back of this because I want to adhere my leaves. Alright, now we're going to take our sentiment and we're going to pop that up with dimensional. And it's a very narrow border, actually. I think I punched the mossy meadow in the wrong size. Yes, I did. Need a 1.5 inch. But no problem, because we will just adhere it over the top of the one we already have. is the blooper for the day. Alright, now this should work better. So narrow border, center it. We're going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Bring our box in. And I think I'm going to put it right there. And the only other thing I'm going to add is I have a rhinestone that I used the Highland Heather blend pen to color it in. And I'm going to put that right at the top. I only want one. But it just is enough purple to pick up in our DSP. So there you have it. Yankee Candle box. I think they really have a different look, and I think it's strictly the change in the background color. So let me know, which one do you like better? I think for fall I really like this, but I think when winter comes, and for those of you who live where it gets icy and snowy, that's what this makes me think of. I used to live in climate like that. Southern California, not so much. I hope you enjoyed the project. Give it a try and come back and visit. Thank you.